Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with more Shostakovich. Everyone's doing Shostakovich. Complete cycles of Shostakovich. Bag loads of Shostakovich. We're going to be doing more. But this is the first installment in a new cycle featuring the Frankfurt Radio Symphony, conducted by Alain Altinoglu on Alpha. 2 CDs, 2 symphonies. Symphonies 4 and 5. These are splendid performances. They're really good. Everyone seems to be doing Shostakovich pretty well, too. I mean, we just had Noseda doing a very good cycle with the London Symphony. Not the best recorded, but very consistent. And these 2 performances sound marvelous. Oh, yes, you've got the big throbbing bass, the cellos and basses, the lower strings. I mean, the orchestra is marvelous. The Frankfurt Radio Symphony is just sounding terrific. I mean, the low brass. Oh, my goodness, the low brass are just going crazy. Oh, it's just so much fun. It really is. These are not the most hard-hitting Shostakovich performances. You know, there seems to be sort of an unspoken contest, thank you, as to who can play Shostakovich with more sort of brutality and violence. And, oh, it's wonderful with brutality and violence. Don't get me wrong. I mean, especially the 4th Symphony. But these performances are a touch more lyrical, a little bit swifter, which a lot of people will be very, very happy with, and extremely coherent, very symphonic. Let's take the 4th Symphony, the first movement of the 4th Symphony, which can sound quite disconnected. Altinoglu starts it a little bit more quickly than usual, but you know the sound of the orchestra is so present, and you know the heavy percussion and brass are so there that you don't really worry about the fact that it's actually a little bit lighter than maybe it ideally could be. I had no problem with it. And at these speeds, and we're not talking we're talking a couple minutes one way or another, really. It's just the whole thing really holds together beautifully. Instead of a succession of disparate episodes, it sounds like a coherent whole movement type thing. And the big moments, I mean, the Fugue from Hell, it's crazy, insane. It goes fabulously well. And you can really hear down through the texture. So there's a lot of extra detail. Where it really happens, I'll tell you where in a minute. But the second movement, the scherzo, which is very contrapuntal, it's very fugal, has great clarity. It's perfectly paced. The orchestra sounds just terrific, and the finale. See, this is a performance where usually with the 4th, the first movement is just so intense, and the finale sort of gets intense when you get to the chorale at the end. But up to that point, it can be kind of a letdown. And if you take it too slowly, it can seem to take forever, because you've got, those 2 toccatas, and in between them, this ballet thing. And, you really, here is a performance, let's put it this way, where the finale really is the finale. I mean, it's beautifully done. The opening march, funeral march type thing, moves along smartly, not fast, not glib, but it moves. And that's the point. The crazy toccatas that seem to go on forever are really played with the right sort of intensity and variety of articulation and all that stuff to make you not go crazy. And the chorale. Well, the chorale at the end is really cool because of the transparency of texture top to bottom, thanks to the really fine recording. You hear more detail in it than you usually do. Normally it's just bwah, 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 with this blurry bumpity timpani thing underneath. Well, here, there's actually some moving parts and things in there, and you get to hear them. And that long, drawn-out, spooky, creepy coda. Oh, it's beautiful with every single detail nicely touched in. When the lower strings stop going thump 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 thump, and then they go to thump bum 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 bum. You hear all these small changes in rhythm and harmony, and it's beautiful. It's a beautiful performance. I mean, the whole thing seems to go by in a single sweeping gesture. I was very, very impressed. The 5th is a very good 5th. what can you say about the fifth, right? I mean, it's got millions of good performances. This is similar, I think, to High Tinks. One of those very musical, everything in its right place. It all makes sense. The finale is the coda of the finale is on the slower side, but it's not like agonizing, crazy slow. But it's not quick either. It's there's a rightness about the fifth that actually kind of suits the work, because the work was, for Shostakovich, a retreat into a more classical style. And the performance has that kind of poise. The largo is flowing. It's not static. It doesn't, create that mesmerizing atmosphere of suspense that other performances can. It moves purposely forward, but it all is of a piece. And it sounds terrific. Like I said, the orchestra sounds great. I am really looking forward to this cycle. I really enjoyed these performances, and I think you will too. So if you collect Shostakovich, you have more reason to collect more Shostakovich. Endless quantities of Shostakovich. I hope that the consistency of this cycle remains on the upper level. And I could recommend all of it. But for now, 4 and 5, terrific. Absolutely terrific. So keep on listening, friends. Thanks for joining me. Take care.